Hello, my name is Xonevant. Today is Friday, February the 7th, and this is your Daily Dose. Alright guys, so apparently the developers over at Killer Instinct have put a patch on their game that is basically going to put players in timeout, if they play the game wrong. And what I mean by that is if they're rage quitting or dashboarding excessively. And I think the article was saying that if it was 15% or more of the time that they play, over a certain length of time, they're going to be put basically in timeout. And that's where you play against other people who are also dashboarding and rage quitting, very similar to what you're doing. Now, this is not me picking on Killer Instinct players. I used to play Killer Instinct back in the day, but I've since got away from like fighting games and stuff. I'm into more RPGs and action games and stuff like that. But I think this is a good idea for the multiplayer community in general. So many times what keeps gamers away from multiplayer, even myself, right? I didn't play multiplayer until I started this YouTube channel. And even now I don't talk to like strangers, people that I don't know, just because I don't want to deal with all the hassle of the trolls and the immature people that are just online anyway, you know what I mean? And I treat it very similar to how I conduct my real life. I don't hang around immature people. I don't hang around people who do silly things because I'm an adult, you know what I mean? So I hang around people who are like-minded, like myself. And that's kind of how I would love for my multiplayer experience to be. And just knowing the fact that I'm on the internet, I'm on, multiplayer in general, I know that it's never going to be a perfect world. But I think this is a good step. My stance on it is that if you're not going to play the game the way that it was intended to be played, and you're sitting there trying to pad your stats and you're worried about taking losses just because maybe you want your stats to look cool in front of your friends or all that kind of stuff, which you guys know my opinion on stats and multiplayer, I think it's a joke. Just because you're never really on equal footing with the people that you play against. You're on the internet, there's lag, there's all kind of issues with, ducking behind cover. Like if you're playing a first-person shooter game and you duck behind cover and all of a sudden you die. There's all those kind of things that tie into multiplayer that make it a very uneven experience from the get-go. So for you to sit there and worry about stats so much, I don't know, it's kind of backwards in my mind. It's kind of a backwards way of thinking. Like I play multiplayer, and the multiplayer that I do play, I'm very competitive. I'm in it to win. But I also know in the back of my mind that there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I cannot control. And that normally, 9 times out of 10, will contribute to me losing. So, doing things like rage quitting matches and stuff like that is something that I just don't do. That's just not the kind of player that I am. And I don't understand people who do it either. It's almost like if you're going to rage quit and get mad because you're losing, and you know that losing is a potential outcome of you playing the game anyway, then why play? So I personally think this is a good move. Now, do I think that the whole timeout thing is the way that every game should do it? Nah, I don't think so, but I think it's a good way to show that, hey, we want to build a community. People have paid for this game, and if you're going to sit there and cheapen somebody else out of their experience, because if they're beating you, they deserve to win. They deserve to get that W. They deserve to get that, feeling that they have conquered you. And when you dashboard or you rage quit, you're taking that away. You're ruining their experience. And that goes for any, multiplayer game. At the end of the day, we all pay for the game. We all pay our money. And I know some people are going to say, well, if I pay my money for it, I should be able to play it however I want to. And I disagree. If we all paid our money to go see a movie at the theater and you're constantly talking on your phone and the phone's ringing and all that kind of stuff, you're going to get reported to the people who own the movie theater. You're going to get kicked out. You know what I mean? And I've seen that happen in real life before. People get kicked out of the movies because they're making too much noise or whatever. They're ruining the experience for everybody because everybody's paid to be there. You see what I mean? And what happens usually with this kind of scenario right here, and it's not just people rage quitting, it's trolls and all that other kind of stuff. I think there should be measures put into play that keeps it all fair and balanced for everybody. And you're still going to have those couple of people that might find a way to, cheapen the experience for other players. But I think with something like this in play, it's a good direction. And just to kind of sum this thing up, apparently it's 15% or more rage quits will cause you to be put in this little timeout thing, and it's for a period of between 24 hours and 5 days. And basically you're just going to be put in there and you're going to play against other people who do exactly what you do. So let me know what you think about multiplayer consequences. Should there be consequences in these multiplayer games for, playing the game incorrectly? I think there should be, but I want to hear your opinion. Alright, so hopefully you've enjoyed today's dose. Make sure to check out yesterday's dose if you missed it. And today's YouTube spotlight shines on a video called Super Mario Beads 3. It's basically stop motion with Mario beads, like little figures or whatever. Really cool video. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. Sub of the day is on the screen. Links are on the screen as well as in the description below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, if you even miss one dose. Alright, no, let me get this straight. So you went to his door, right, dressed up like a UPS man, disguised, right? You went to his door, you had him sign the little paperwork that said he accepted the package, yeah, and then he opened up the box and there was a can of soda in there, right? Like a can, right? Oh, that's so epic, dude. And then he opened up the can and acid shot on his face. Is that what happened? Oh my god, I wish I could have been there, dude. Did his face melt off? Was it slow or did it melt off? Did he scream like a little girl? Oh man, these guys need to start tuning into the dose, man, or they need to buy some good health insurance, because we coming for them, dog. We coming for them.